don't know if you're messing about or not, but they've
Not at all.
obviously.
Serious question.
Oh, you're serious? A
Yeah,
serious question?
absolutely. They are not illegal.
Stop talking rubbish.
Charlie,
they're illegal. They're illegal.
It's
okay?
quite. It's
Refugees will overtake the UK the way it's going, isn't it?
This Rod Stewart tribute act is none other than Pimlico's own Charlie Mullins, and he was on LBC last week when LBC's Ben Kentish was asking, why are all these downtrodden, hard on their luck millionaires and billionaires leaving the country in their droves? And you are in for an absolute treat, because our Maggie May here really shows off his political prowess when Ben Kentish asked him this question.
Why did you go, sir?
Well, I'm in Dubai at the moment, so Dubai and Spain is where I spend my time now. Anywhere but the UK.
Why? Why did you leave?
Why? Just basically because of Labour. I haven't come here to avoid any taxes. I paid all my taxes up to date.
I haven't come here to avoid any taxes. Remember that, because it does come back into the conversation. But cue his political prowess now.
I've just come here because I'm fed up with Labour, the way they're running the country, the way they're wasting their money.
But when did you leave, Charlie?
9 months ago, when Labour came in.
So you didn't give them the chance to see what you didn't wait and see what they were going to do. You left before they'd even done anything.
Well, with respect, you haven't got much of a brain in your head to work out what Labour were going to be like. They're socialists. They're not interested in people that want to do well. They're only interested in helping people that don't contribute into the pot.
Yes, all you socialists out there who went on social media to cut up their Labour membership when that true ragged-trousered philanthropist Sir Keir threw out every baked bean can eating Socialist Workers' Party reading favourite geography teacher Uncle Jezza out of a true socialist government of the future. They clearly do not know what true socialism is. And yes, all you poor pensioners out there, due to our comic here, your £300 winter fuel allowance has shot up by a massive 300 million, bajillion, casquillion pounds, and all you freeloaders who are paralysed from the eyeballs down on benefits are being well looked after with this true socialist, that is Sir Keir Starmer. So all them lefties out there criticising our Trotskyite Keir for being too right-wing clearly do not know what they're talking about, and clearly need to read up on their Karl Marx again and listen more to the great political sage that is Charlie Mullins. But anyway, after realising that Ben had pulled his pants down on national radio, our Rod let him know that clearly the first cut is the deepest and he had had enough.
What have they done in those 9 months that you think is so bad?
I don't know if you're messing about or not, but they've obviously...
Serious question.
Oh, you're serious? A serious question?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, they've put up the national insurance, they've changed employment laws, they've started talking about bringing in a higher inheritance tax. They are destroying businesses.
Yes, he clearly had slung away his handbags and his glad rags and had come out swinging. Yes, how dare they make workers' rights stronger and filthy rich people pay their right amount of taxes and help to pay for better public services, better NHS, better schools and better education for the plebs. And when he did try tugging at the heartstrings and basically was saying to all those plebs, with the rhythm of my heart, have I told you lately about the poor, downtrodden super rich who have to live in absolute prosperity in Spain and Dubai in a desperate attempt to make sure we don't pay a right amount of taxes? Oh, the tragedy. Is it working? Well, he then said that this commie government was driving out all the super rich and the wealth creators in the country, going to hell in a handcart. He then showed what a vile, disgusting little racist he is.
But not only have they driven out 11,300 millionaires, all they've inherited is 50,000 illegal immigrants. So, is that a good trade-off? They've invited 50 or allowed 50,000 people in, that's in 9 months, which are not contributing to the pot, and they're driving out people that I think
they're not contributing to the pot because they're not allowed to work, Charlie. Many of them that are granted asylum go on to work and pay tax.
Hold on a minute. All you lot keep going about not allowed to work. They're illegal. What bit of illegal?
They're not. If they're granted asylum status, they are not illegal.
Stop talking rubbish.
Charlie,
they're illegal.
It's quite a basic element.
They come here with no passport.
They come here. They claim asylum. If
Sorry?
they are granted asylum as
Innit?
hold
That's
on.
not-
Let me just explain to the thing. If they are granted asylum, as 2/3 of them are, they are allowed to work. They contribute. They're not leaving. They're paying taxes here and working here.
Look, they come here without a passport. They dump their passport. Let's not. Why beat about the bush and talk rubbish all the time?
I'm just giving you facts.
Well, well, I'll give you the facts then. They're illegal.
Well, they're not, are they?
They're
Because
illegal.
under
When you
international
enter
law,
this country without a passport,
they're not
it's
illegal. No, that's just not true.
Enter in
Charlie.
North Korea and they give you the death penalty.
Under the Geneva Convention on Refugees,
Hold on a minute.
that's not true.
Hold
No, Charlie,
on.
hold on a minute. I'm afraid you're saying things that are untrue. If you come here
I'm not saying it's
as a
untrue.
refugee under international law to
Anyhow,
claim
look,
asylum, that is
Let's
not
talk
illegal.
about something. Let's talk about something that I know about and maybe you don't know
All right,
about.
but you're the one that brought up asylum seekers when, with
Well, I'm
respect,
just
it
telling
seems you
but
don't know much about it.
You're creating an argument that you can't win.
I'm not the one that started talking about asylum seekers and claiming people are illegal when they aren't. But I'm happy to move on because it's gone down a very strange route.
Let's move on because you're just talking. You're talking about something we don't need to talk about. And if they're not illegal, why don't they come here with their passport?
Because they're fleeing famine and conflict and persecution. And quite a lot of them do have passports, actually.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, Charlie, they do. And Ben is right about these people who are not illegal. When they claim asylum, they are not illegal. Also, when they do claim asylum, 2/3 of them are successful and they work and contribute to society and to the economy. But anyway, after his racism got called out for what it was, utter bollocks, he then went down gaslight alley and waffled on about how badly the wealthy are being treated and Labour only care about those lazy good-for-nothings who are a stain on society. But clearly our baby Jane had had enough and didn't give our Tim that sweet soul music vibe. Did I say Tim? I meant Ben. Or is it Tim? But anyway, he clearly wasn't happy with this simple question.
Why do you think they are leaving?
My God, I don't know if you're winding me up or what.
I'm asking you questions. I'd like you to answer them. I mean, I don't know what you want me to ask you.
Well,
it seems an
I've
obvious
already
question
told-
to ask you as to
Okay, well,
11,000
I've already
millionaires have left. Why
Okay,
they've left
listen,
seems a reasonable
hold
thing to
on.
ask.
All right, Tim, let me just tell you this.
Ben.
There's a reason why you got two ears and one mouth, yeah? So maybe listen to what I'm saying.
Yes, Tim, here's a reason why you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. But anyway, after repeating his roaring of, won't anyone think of the poor downtrodden billionaires and the millionaires, and there's too many lazy good-for-nothings in Britain and it's turned it into a third world country as soon as Comic Ear got in. Tim asked him this question. Then you get to hear what a political powerhouse we're missing out on now that rampant socialism has destroyed this once great country was in since 2010.
If the government wants to stop this sort of exodus of the wealthy, what should they do? What should they do to keep them?
To keep them, okay, call a general election, let them get out and let reform get in and change the circumstances completely and start encouraging people that are contributing to the country.
That's interesting you say that, because one of the critique that's sort of levelled at Nigel Farage is that he's not the party of working people, he's the party of the super rich and the wealthy. And what you're saying is basically billionaires would quite like reform to be elected.
We'll put it like this, more billionaires than millionaires will come back if Nigel Farage is Prime Minister and reform are in. No one ain't coming back while you've got Starmer, Rayner and Reeves in charge. The three of them are just not capable of doing the job.
So you think Reform UK will be pretty good for the interest of this country's billionaires?
Well, certainly I know, the people I know that have left the country have all said they will not come back unless reform get in. So I would say yes.
I don't know if that's quite the endorsement, Charlie, you think it is with respect, because Nigel Farage says we're the party of the working people. You're saying Nigel Farage and Reform are the party of the super rich.
What I said to you is that more people will come back into the country if Labour call a general election, and obviously they'll lose, and we get someone better into government. Look, even though I was a Conservative supporter, I'd rather Conservatives in now than the mess that Labour are creating at the moment. I mean, I'll ask you a question, Tim. Why do you... It's
Ben, Charlie.
Sorry?
It's Ben. My name's Ben.
Yeah. Oh, Ben. So, Ben, I'll ask you a question. Why do you think people are leaving then?
I have absolutely no idea.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, most
you're asking me questions and you're telling me that I've got it wrong.
I'm not telling you got it wrong. I'm just pointing out some facts about refugees because you said things that weren't true. That's different to... I'm not giving my opinion on this. I'm just giving you facts.
Refugees will overtake the UK the way it's going. Anyhow, We've driven out, we've forced out over 11,000 millionaires, loads of billionaires and all, just tourist nonsense.
Do you not think part of it's just they don't want to pay tax here?
Not at all.
Yes, Charlie, it's Ben, not Tim, you utter complete melt. But look at that face. To me, that's a look of a man who knows he's had his pants pulled down, revealing his hot legs, and was unable to say back to Tim, Ben, do you think I'm sexy? And this old heart of mine is doing the Tennessee waltz, and I've been made to look a proper clown, shown a severe lack of intelligence, and now spent the last 10 minutes calling someone the wrong name, and was wonderfully exposed as very racist and a tax dodger. Absolutely priceless. Also, sorry for the Rod Stewart song puns, but as I was sailing along, I couldn't resist. Yes, all you refuck supporters who believe that Farage PLC is the party for the working class. Well, apparently not. Farage PLC are for all those downtrodden, down on their luck millionaires and billionaires having to live out their days in absolute prosperity, sun, sea, swimming pools and cocktails. Yes, I know it's a tough life, and I don't envy them in the slightest. I almost feel sorry for them, you know. Well, almost. But anyway, well done to Ben Kentish for absolutely embarrassing this tax-dodging Rod Stewart Tribute Act and showing him up for what he really is, a pathetic little racist tax dodger. But what do you guys think? Was it clearly not tonight's the night, it's going to be all right for this little turd who was talking a lot of mandolin wind? Oh, so yeah, sorry for the Rod Stewart song puns again. But you knew I was only joking. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. And if you enjoy everything, House of Commons, Select Committee meetings, and, anything political, please give us a like and subscribe, and I shall bid you farewell. And take care, my friends.